welcome to this video. So today I'm going to be taking a sweater that I accidentally shrunk. This is one of my own sweaters and I used to wear it a lot. It was quite oversized and it's still very soft, but it has felted a bit. It was some kind of natural wool fiber and it doesn't fit me anymore. It kind of looks like it maybe would fit me, but like in the armpits, in the shoulder and armpit, it's way too small, and in general it's sad because it's nice to have an oversized sweater and now it's extremely shrunken. So even though that happened, I want to figure out some kind of use for it, and I thought that I could take the sleeves and, because my arm still fits in them, make mittens out of it this way, and then I thought I would try to make a balaclava out of the body of the sweater. I think that having a balaclava would greatly improve my outdoor experience when I have to run errands and whatnot, because I feel very sensitive to the cold. I think that if this works the way I'm imagining it will, it would be a cool project to try with a thrifted sweater or an old sweater that you have, or maybe you've shrunken one of your pieces that you want to try to make something out of. Yeah, I'm really just gonna experiment, but I guess to get started, I'll show you a sketch of what I'm thinking, and then I'm gonna go for it and start making it. All right, here's a rough sketch of the sweater and the layout that I'm working with, the shapes. My thoughts are I'm going to be cutting here and making mittens out of the sleeves, like so, something like that. I'm probably going to be grabbing one of my pairs of mittens to make a little like template, and then I was thinking this could be the balaclava, like cut a round piece here, or like a, you know, kind of doorway shape, and sew that together, and then kind of also give it darts going this way once the seam is sewn, and then this portion is already ribbed on the sweater, and then I'm gonna want to cut a hole out of one of the sides, but I don't want raw edges, so I thought I could cut the neckband off and then somehow sew the neckband here so that it's like finished on the outside. That's my general game plan. All right, I'm gonna start with making the mittens, and these are a pair of my favorite mittens that I wear pretty regularly, so I thought that I'd use them as a template for making these ones. I think I'm probably going to have to come up into I'm not sure what to do, because yeah, this is pretty narrow. So actually, I think what I'm gonna do is make the thumb right here in the joint and hope that I have enough fabric over here for the balaclava. What I'm gonna do, and these are kind of big and oversized, so maybe I'll try to make a smaller little version. I'm just gonna cut into it and use this as a pattern, like so. Trying to be really careful not to cut the actual mitten, and then this side for the thumb. Let's see what that looks like. I think I might want this to be more defined because it comes all the way down. I'm gonna take a little bit more out of that. Okay, that's the first one. And then my plan is to sew in a zigzag stitch and a straight stitch on my sewing machine. And it's kind of silly. It's going to be very long, but I don't know. I thought that'd be a fun style. I'm going to use this one now to cut on the other side so that they are somewhat symmetrical by kind of matching up the sleeves so that they're the same length. Luckily, when this shrunk, it more or less shrunk evenly all over. Now I'm going to cut it again. We have two mittens. I guess little stuff like this. Now I'm going to take these over to the sewing machine, turn them inside out first of all, and now I'm going to sew a seam. I'm curious if this is working. So this is the mitten that I just sewed, and I'm gonna turn it right side out and try it on just to see if I am going in the right direction. It's a little bit lumpy, just to be expected, I suppose. Oh, I missed a whole chunk of seam, so I have to re-sew that. But let me just see the general fit. It's pretty silly. I think it looks, I like this. I think this is fun. Yeah, this is cute. I just need to fix this little hole in the side of it. So I'm gonna turn it right side out again, and then I'm gonna do this same process to the other mitten. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, now I'm gonna wanna try to make this into a balaclava. Like, I'm a little nervous that there's not enough fabric, but so I have this beanie that is my own, and I actually tried it on like over my head, and this comes to about my chin. So I think I want it larger than that, and I also want it wider, like a little more roomy. I'm gonna try to make it as large as I can because I'm gonna need seam allowance. And I think before I cut out this shape, I'm gonna cut out this neckline that I'm hoping to use as the opening. And I'm gonna cut it with a little bit of room for like a seam, kind of like 1/4 of an inch. Just kind of get this out of the way so that I know that I have this as a piece. And I think this is the perfect size for like a face opening. So I'll put this to the side, and now I'm gonna cut a big, like, I don't know, mountain shape. These are just leftover scraps. I'm gonna put them in my scrap pile. I'm first of all going to, how do I do this? I think what I wanna do, the idea is I'll have a circle and have this piece in here for the face, but I'm not sure how to do it where I know the placement is going to be my face. I think first what I have to do is sew this together and then try it on and see generally where my face is, even though I won't be able to see out of it. I'm just going to go to the sewing machine and sew around here. So I just sewed around the edge of this piece. Before I cut out an opening, I'm just gonna take it and then sew, and I'm gonna sew a little dart right here to kind of shape it into more of a head shape. These 2 points, I'm gonna sew like a little banana shaped dart, which I'll show. I might need to take a little bit more out of this dart. I think I'm gonna trim it and zigzag stitch this down. Let's see. This is the general idea. The thing is, okay, it's pretty snug. It's long enough, and I want my face to be cut out here. So if I know that this spot is where my eyes are, take it off right here. Cut a tiny circle out. This is the general vicinity of my eyes, so I'm gonna cut a little circle. Let me think. I'm gonna try it on again. hood with a tiny hole in it that needs to be made larger, and I have my little bands that I know I kind of generally want to go like so. So I'm gonna make a rough circle, but I don't want to make the circle too large. I think it's easier to stretch a knit fabric than to try to squeeze it into a shape that's too small. And I do want this to be symmetrical so that it's not wonky, but before I make it symmetrical, I just want to carve a bit more out of it. Let me see. It's not bad. Sometimes when I'm making circles, I like to use a hoop to get the right size, but that I think would be a bit too large. Okay, I'm gonna try it on again. I think this is a lot cuter, even though it's kind of crazy looking. Definitely fits my head better. So I'm gonna add the ribbed part to this. I'm going to turn this inside out and then have the rib. Let's see, first I like to kind of, I'm gonna pin this together. Try my best to have it be evenly in there. And then we've got, let me see. All right, it seems to fit pretty well. And then when I sew this on the sewing machine, again, I'm going to be doing a straight stitch and then cover that straight stitch with a zigzag, just so it's reinforced and a little bit flexible. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine for the last time and stitch this together. Alright everyone, that's the end of the project. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel inspired to make some winter wear. And that's it. I hope you have a great rest of your week and a wonderful holiday season. I'm gonna try my best to get another video out next week, but I have a feeling I might be kind of possibly busy, but I'm not sure. So as always, thank you for being here and see you next time. Bye.